keep getting disconnected. I'm not sure why.
Destiny Williams.
Yes, I got disconnected again. I'm not sure why.
I'm sorry?
I said I got disconnected again. I'm not sure why.
Oh, okay. Somebody will put you back in a breakout room in just a moment. You can mute
Okay.
yourself.
Go ahead. You go.
36th District Court is now in session with the Honorable Marlena E. Taylor presiding. During these proceedings, there is no eating, no sleeping, no lying down, no driving, no wearing of any head garments except for religious purposes. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you. Ms. Witt, I see your
Morning.
attorney is here. Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, you haven't
Hold
called me.
on. I gotta call it.
I knew that. I said real where I am.
Now calling the matter of the people versus Latoya Witt. You can put your camera back on, Ms. Witt. Case number SP 1445290, count 1, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 2 is disregard signal red or amber, is currently in default. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Gary Gardner, P33729, on behalf of the defendant respondent from the Golden State of California via the Miracle of Zoom.
All right. Ma'am, can I have your name for the record, please?
Hi, good
Ms.
morning. I am Latoya
Yes, good
Witt.
morning. All right. Counsel, how are we proceeding? I don't think it's in default anymore, actually, because we had a PCC or a pretrial on this back in September. So
We did, Your Honor. My understanding is that my client would plead responsible to straight up to 1 to 5 speeding, dismiss the no insurance, dismiss the red light ticket. We would accept that and plead responsible.
all right. Do you stipulate to the 4 corners of the ticket to establish a factual basis?
So stipulated, Your Honor.
All right. So did you discuss the no insurance with the prosecutor?
Yeah, it's being dismissed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I have something different on my sheet. I just want to make sure.
Right.
Okay. All right. At this time, stipulation for probable cause on the remaining counts to be dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So at this time, the court's going to enter a plea of responsible to the amended charge of 1 to 5 speed. The remaining count 1 will be dismissed. Ma'am, that fine is $125. Typically, you have 14 days to pay it. Is that going to be enough time for you?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh, no problem. All right. So I'll have it due no later than December 4th is what it's looking like. Okay. December 4th.
Okay.
Does that give
Put
you
it in
enough
my
time,
calendar.
ma'am?
Yes, put it in my
Okay.
calendar
All right,
now.
cool.
Thank you.
No, okay. I just was making sure. Sometimes when people pause for a minute, I want to make sure you have enough time to pay it.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. No problem. All right. If there's nothing further, you are all set. Thank you both for your patience this morning.
Roger that. Over now. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a
You
good
two
day.
enjoy the weather out there. Okay, sir?
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
device named Patisse Brown. You can hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes. What is your name?
It's Quentin Martez. For the record, I apologize. I'm on Patrice Brown's computer. I'm
Okay.
making a special appearance today.
Quentin
Yes,
Martez, your last name?
Wilson is what I
Quentin
believe they have. Is what they have on record. Is what I'm
Okay.
watching.
Just one moment. Okay, I'm going to change your name on the screen. And then somebody will be with you shortly.
I appreciate it very much.
Excuse me, Prosecutor Mason.
You can mute yourself, Mr. Wilson, until somebody speaks to you.
I'm sorry. You muted out a little bit. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said you can put yourself on mute until somebody speaks with you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson? You're on mute, sir. Hit the microphone. Hit the microphone. There you go.
Who am I speaking with?
This is the clerk. How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
I'm gonna place you in a breakout room to speak with the attorneys that we have for you this morning, okay?
Okay. Ms. Report, I'm sorry if I don't know your name. If it's okay with you, at your convenience, can you turn that O into an I? I'm Quentin with all I's. I prefer to go by Quentin Martez, but if you need that last name up there, then that's fine too. But definitely, matter of fact, no worries.
Okay. I put your name as it appears on the docket. So we'll stick with that.
If I have to be that Quentin, then okay. Fine.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I beg your pardon.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Leave it as it is. I don't need to be a burden.
I get it, Martha. So, you know. Mr. Wilson. And then he steps away.
Right.
Officer Noble,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Clerk, you're here for our teammate, William?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I got legged out by accident. I was in the breakout room.
Okay, that's okay. I'm just gonna rename you again. I mean, put the, person you're here for.
Madam Clerk, is my defendant here?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I'm gonna place you in breakout room number 1. If you need to leave, just leave your number in chat, okay?
14, ma'am, will do.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wilson.
You have to unmute, sir.
I heard the breakout room. I'm on my way there now. I appreciate it.
I didn't give you the prompt to join it yet. You have to wait till I give you the prompt to join.
Alexander Zaki,
Yes, I'm right here.
did you speak with an attorney?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in a waiting room. They'll bring you back to the main session when they're ready to call your case. Thank you. Antonio Yelder.
Here,
Okay, same thing with you, sir. Have you've spoken to an attorney, I take it?
yes. I
Okay.
can't see you. Can you
You
see
can't-
me?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, I can't see you, but I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in a waiting room and they'll bring you back to the main session once they're ready to call your case.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna step out the courtroom for 1 second, okay?
Sure. Antonio, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I got logged out. I'm out of state right now, so I don't know what happened.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. What is your
Okay.
last name again?
Yelder. Yelder.
Okay. I'll change it on screen for you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mark, I'm back.
Okay. Mr. Yelder was disconnected. He's ready to be heard, but I don't know what it said. So I'm just gonna put ready next to his name. And Mr. Yelder, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room.
Okay.
Miss Wilkes, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Miss Wilkes?
Yes,
Okay, you spoke with an attorney?
I did.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in a waiting room. They'll bring you back to the main session when they're ready to call your case.
Okay, thank you. I guess it was an attorney. He said they were going to dismiss it.
Okay, when the judge is ready for
Okay.
you, we'll bring you back in here.
Okay, so do I hit *6 again?
That I think *6 will just mute you. It probably doesn't matter. Once you're in the waiting room, we won't be able to hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 1 moment, please.
Thank you.
Miss Letice Worthy,
Yes,
you've spoken with your attorney?
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in a waiting room. They'll bring you
Hold
back to
on
the
one
main
second.
session when
Hold
they're
on
ready.
1 second, Martha. Let me get her middle name. Miss Worthy, what's your middle name first?
Nicole,
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
9/18/89.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, Mom.
No problem. You want her in the waiting room?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this Destiny Williams has been in and out like 3 or 4 times.
All right.
Ms. Williams, can you hear me?
Okay.
Did you speak with an attorney yet?
Yeah, I talked to someone and she was just saying that I have to wait for the judge so we can do like a trial.
Okay. And what, you got disconnected again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm at work, so.
Okay. I'm going to put you back in the waiting room.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Robinson.
Yes,
Attorney
I'm here.
Robinson?
Yes, I'm
All
here.
all the people in the breakout room with your name after, are they ready?
I have to talk to the prosecutor for 2 people and 2 are state prosecutors.
Okay, the one, if they're ready to speak with the judge, then you can send them out.
All right,
I'll try to get a state prosecutor for you.
thanks.
Anybody need to speak to the city prosecutor? I get it.
Prosecutor Mason?
Yes.
Ms. Robinson, Attorney Robinson needed you. She went back into the breakout room.
Okay. I'll catch up with her. Thanks.
Hello?
Mr. Rice?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so, put you in the waiting room until the judge is ready, okay?
Okay.
All right. Mr. Weber and Mr. Whitehead, I'm gonna place you in the waiting room until the judge is ready, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And I'm dealing with equipment for a second here.
Okay.
And I'm back. Warren, I'm gonna place you in the waiting room until the judge is ready, okay? Mr. Warren,
Some of y'all still here? Yes.
I'm gonna place you in the waiting room until the judge is ready, okay?
Okay.
All right. Amber Williams, I'm gonna place you into the waiting room until the judge is ready. Attorney Bosman,
Yes.
did you have the pleasure of speaking with, Richard Martez Wilson?
With Trenton Williams.
Quentin Martez Wilson.
Wilson, Mr. Wilson is representing himself, I think. But yeah, I did speak to him briefly,
Okay.
but he says he wants to represent himself. And he says he's got a license apparently, so should be easy.
So he's ready to come out? He's ready?
I would say he is. He asked me to give him till 10:15.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna send him a prompt at 10:15. Otherwise, everybody else is ready.
Okay, thank you.
Standing by.
Officer Young,
Yes, ma'am.
do you need to go back to breakout room number one?
I guess.
Okay, I'll put you back in there.
Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Do you see Destiny Williams just popped on there again? I'm just gonna leave her right there.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Amanda Zielinski,
Yes.
you spoke with an attorney.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to place you in the waiting room.
Okay.
They'll bring you back out when they're ready.
Okay.
Attorney Robinson? The state prosecutors, both of them, it went straight to voicemail, so I don't even know if they're going to be even available today.
All right. One is a trial and the other one is a pre-trial. So I guess I can have the other guy set it for a trial date, I assume.
Right, so we can go ahead and bring them out and put them in the waiting room and let the judge know that, neither prosecutor, is answering phone.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Webb,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to put you in a waiting room until your case is ready to be called, okay?
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Ms. Williams.
Hi.
I'm gonna put
I
you
just,
back.
you know how long I'll be waiting for it, because I can always maybe call later if that's okay or not.
I'm sorry, are you asking me how long it's gonna be?
Yeah, sorry.
I have no idea. It's whenever the judge comes out and starts calling cases.
Okay, so you don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna put you back where you were, okay?
Straight up.
Officer right now? I just got, officer right now.
Okay, so you want me to do all the officer cases first? Okay.
Okay, so, I didn't know right now was on Yelder. I actually a different officer listed on the, docket. So I'd ask if we could bring him into the main session, place him into the breakout room again for me.
Where do you want him?
Let's just put him back in the breakout room, Mr. Yelder.
You got my offer, right, Attorney Baughman on Yelder?
I think, if it was in that email, I do. Mr. Yelder, good morning.
Yes.
I need to speak to you. Would you mind pressing join, for the breakout room? I see you there.
Okay. All right. I can do some other ones though. All right. I can do Amanda Zelinsky. All right, now calling the people versus Amanda Lynn Zelinsky. This is ticket number SP 1414918. Count 1, entering a vacant dwelling or building without owner's written permission. Count 2, violation of the basic speed law. Count 3, failed to stop for a stop sign. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning. If it may please the court, Sarah Robinson, P63181 for Amanda Zelinsky. Ma'am, please state your name.
Amanda Zelinsky.
Judge,
Counsel, how we proceeding? Yep.
Today is the trial date. The officer is here. Ms. Zelinsky, there's an offer. Ms. Zelinsky would like to take it. The offer is if the EWOP would be amended to disorderly conduct per 3 months delayed. The disregard red signal would be dismissed. And the other infraction, forgive me, I don't have it right in front of me. I do. Driving in an unsafe manner would be amended to driving 1 to 5. She would like to take that.
Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
If so, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Did you have a chance to talk to Attorney Robinson about your case and about your rights?
Yes, I did.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea, you're going to give up the rights that you had to have a bench or a jury trial in these matters? You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And the officer is present today. Officer Pardon is on from the Detroit Police Department. So they did show up. Okay. Understanding all of that, did you still want to move forward?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. I want to take your attention back to the date of December 13th of 2022. Were you driving a Chevy vehicle in the area of Brush Street in East McNichols in the city of Detroit?
Yes, I was.
And at some point, did you go into a vacant dwelling without the owner's permission, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, and counsel, we stipulate that she did 1 to 5 speed for
Yes.
Thank you. Satisfied, counsel?
Satisfied.
Stipulation for probable cause on the remaining count to be dismissed?
We'll stipulate.
So at this time, the court's going to enter a plea to the amended charge of disorderly conduct. The amended charge, plea of responsible to 1 to 5 speed. The remaining count 3, will be dismissed. Ma'am, the first count is what's called under a 3-month delayed sentence. Is that correct, Attorney Robinson? I thought I heard you say
correct. That is
Okay.
correct. 3 months.
Okay, that means that as long as you take care of what I've asked you to take care of in 3 months, no new ticket of this type of sort, I'll dismiss that case. Okay, Ms. Zelinsky?
Okay.
What type of building did you go into that day? So I can know.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, there's people in there. I was dropping a friend off and I went in with her. I didn't realize that nobody owned it. It was a house.
Okay. All right. I can give you a fine or community service for that ticket. Which would you prefer?
A fine, I guess, because I work a lot. So.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you a $200 fine. It's to be paid in a 3 months time period. I'm gonna make the civil infraction do all at the same time. That way you don't have a whole bunch of dates out there. All right. So you need to pay it though before you come back to court. Okay. So your next court date. Yep, is in 3 months. So your next court date is February 20th of 2024 at 8:45 a.m. All right. And at that time, the speeding ticket is $125 and the fine for this ticket is $200. So it's a total of $325 you need to have paid by the next time you come to court. Okay.
Okay. You said February 20th?
February 20th at 8:45 a.m. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Who else do we have? That is Yes, Officer Young.
Good morning, Your Honor. Am I still needed?
Let me see. Let me see. Is that someone who checked in? Devon? He did not or did? He did not. So you are all set, Mr. Young, Officer Young.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day.
All right. You too. All right. I do know that Akeem Williams did check in, so I'll bring him. Kamaji. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Kim G. Williams.
Okay, Kim G. Williams, thank you. Let me find your file. Sir, can you turn on your camera for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Now calling the matter of the people versus the Kim G. Williams. This is ticket SP 1463772. This is one count consuming marijuana in public place or consuming where prohibited by owner. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please. This is a state case. Did we talk to
Good
state?
morning, Sarah Robinson, appearing on behalf of Mr. Kim G. Williams. Sir, please state your name.
Kim G. Williams.
Is this a state case?
Move to dismiss.
Okay.
Move to dismiss.
The officer is here.
No prosecutor. Move to dismiss.
Okay. I'm good with that, Your Honor. Hello, I can't hear you.
Yes, officer. You had a comment?
Sorry, ma'am, I couldn't hear you.
It's okay. No, I said you had a comment. No.
No. If counsel would like to move to dismiss, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I'll allow her to do it then. Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're
All right.
welcome.
So at this time, the court is going to dismiss this matter without prejudice. Sir, you are all set, okay? Per the
Thank you,
officer. I
ma'am.
appreciate you. You're welcome. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Thank you as well, officer.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, make sure you don't smoke in public places, though. That's not allowed. Just because it's legal in the city of Detroit, there are rules that you must follow. You hear me, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am. Very understood now.
All right, cool. All right, you're all set, sir. Have a good day.
You too,
I
ma'am.
appreciate you, Your Honor. You have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Be safe out there.
Will do.
We ready on Yelder? There's two officers here for it too. Attorney Bachman? No?
Good morning, Your Honor. It's Officer Presley. Did Quentin Wilson check in?
Oh, he did check in and he's representing himself. So I'm trying to get through all the other folks before I start that case, please.
Okay. No, sorry about that.
Second, no, you good. So
All right.
he wants to represent himself for the trial. So just give us a second.
All right.
Okay. Okay. As long as the other one is in the trial, and that's it, but. Was Yelda ready or no? Attorney Boffman, he didn't come back to the room. Is he ready or no? So I can get this other officer out. Hello? Can y'all hear me or no? Oh, okay. You just need a moment? Okay.
I can hear
I
you.
just want, is the attorney, is Yelda ready or no?
Huh?
Um, it's ready for trial.
Okay, cool. Let me go do this one more matter and I'll be back for everybody.
Attorney Boffman, do you need a video or anything on this one? On Yelder? Attorney Boffman?
I'm sorry, I was just talking to you and why don't you give me a buzz? I'll let you know what's going on.
Okay.
All right.
All right, I'm admitting everybody. All right, please keep yourself on mute until I call your matter. Delance Whittington,
Yes.
all right. Turn on your camera for me, please. Okay, now calling the matter of the people versus Delance Whittington. This is ticket SP 1444814. This is one count drive unregistered untitled motor vehicle. Today is the date and time set for a arraignment on a bench warrant. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Morning, Harry Boffman for the defendant. Sir, state your name, please.
Delance Whittington.
For arraignment purposes, Your Honor, please enter a not guilty plea on behalf of the defendant. He waives any more formal reading of the information or complaint. And I will let you know that he did provide to my attention compliance documents. They are valid and current for each of the counts. And so we're asking you to consider a motion to dismiss here without prejudice.
All right, I will dismiss the drive unregistered untitled motor vehicle. Unfortunately, he started paying on that no proof of insurance, so there's nothing I can do about that.
Okay.
Yeah, he made a payment on that, so I can't.
Well,
You
don't
already
forget
know.
to finish paying, sir. All right?
Okay.
I started paying. I don't know.
You made a $25 payment on that ticket, so. Oh, you finished? Oh, he finished. You paid all that you were supposed to pay because you had a hearing, so you're all set.
All right.
He's all set. They reduced it and they only made him pay $25, so. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Whittington.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
I will, thank you. John Weber, they can do that?
Here.
All right, now calling the matter of the people versus John Lucas Weber. This is ticket SP 1485146, count 1, drive unregistered or untitled motor vehicle, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning, if it may please the court, Sarah Robinson appearing on behalf of Mr. John Weber. Sir, please state your name.
John Lucas Weber.
And
All right,
Your
Counsel
Honor, I
Howard,
would
go ahead. Sorry.
move for dismissal, full compliance.
All right. At this time, being the officer of the court, having seen valid documentation, the court's going to grant your request. I'm going to dismiss this matter without prejudice. Sir, make sure you always keep everything valid, up to date, and in your vehicle at all times, okay?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, have a good day.
You too.
I will, thank you. I don't know why she keep going in and out. Destiny, her audio just clicking, so I'll let it be. Alexander Zakia?
Zaki.
I'd say it one more time.
Zaki.
Zaki, thank you. All right, can you take your hood off? I know it's cold outside. Can you take your hood off for just 1 second,
Yeah,
though?
sorry,
Okay.
Your Honor.
No, you're good. You're good. Now calling the matter of the people versus Alexander Zaki. This is ticket SP 1275591. Count 1, registration and or plate violation. That's in default. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive unregistered untitled motor vehicle. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please. Attorney Boffman? No?
If he's not available, I can stand in. Sarah Robinson, House Counsel for the respondent or defendant. Sir, could you please state your name?
Alexander Zaki.
Let me look at the notes, Your Honor.
That's compliance dismissal.
Oh, Your Honor, I would move for dismissal, full compliance.
All right, at this time, being an officer of the court, Attorney Boffman did look at his documents and see that he was in compliance. The court is going to grant that request. I'm going to dismiss these matters without prejudice. Sir, make sure you keep everything valid, up to date in your vehicle at all times, okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Attorney Robinson, you had even or odd number rooms?
I had odd.
Okay, did you talk to Destiny Williams or no?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know she
ready for Williams.
Okay. Now calling the matter of the people versus Destiny Delilah Williams. This is ticket SP 1067581. Count 1, fraudulent or false insurance information. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drove while license not valid or improper license. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Hello. Sarah Robinson for Miss Destiny Williams. Ma'am, please state your name.
Destiny Williams.
All right.
And, Your Honor, we're asking for a continued pretrial or a bench trial so that preferably a pretrial, so she can go get her documents and license in order.
All right, the court is going to give you that request. I'm going to set this matter for a pretrial on the date of January 23rd, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. I'll set her bond at $0 personal. January 23rd, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. I'll see you then, okay, Ms. Williams?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. You're welcome. Have a good day, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
I will. Thank you. Bye-bye. Nicholas Webb.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, now calling the matter of the people versus Nicholas Embry Webb. This is ticket number SX 4249309. Count 1, no operator's license on person. Count 2, speed, construction zone, 25 miles plus over speed. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning, Sarah Robinson, appearing on behalf of Mr. Webb. Sir, please state your name.
Nicholas Embry Webb.
And Your Honor, at this time, I would be requesting a bench trial for Mr. Webb. And I did not mention this to Mr. Webb. I'm going to recommend that he take an online driver's course in the event there's a resolution.
I'm sorry. I did already complete the online driver's course.
All right, thank you. So we're asking for a bench trial at this time.
All right.
State prosecutor not available. I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I don't know where these state prosecutors are. All right, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Did you have a chance to talk to an attorney about your case and about your rights?
Yes.
And it's my understanding that you want to have a bench trial. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to set it for the day of February 9th. February 9th, that's at 9 a.m. It will be via Zoom. At that time, come back on and we'll see what we can do, okay?
Okay.
All right, remember to tell your attorney why you were going so fast that day, okay?
Okay.
All right, congratulations and have a good weekend, okay?
Appreciate you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, all right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Brian Whitehead.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good morning. You in the evening already?
I'm sorry.
You nervous? Don't be nervous. It's just me.
How you doing today?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm all right.
Okay. Now calling the matter of the people versus Brian George Whitehead. This is ticket SP 1493546. Count 1, improper plates. Count 2, drive unregistered, untitled motor vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Also calling ticket number SP 1493475. 1 count expired plates. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning, Sarah Robinson, appearing on behalf of Mr. Whitehead. Sir, please state your name.
Brian Whitehead.
Your Honor, dismissal, please. Full compliance.
All right. This time being an officer of the court, having seen valid documentation, the court is going to grant your request. I'm going to dismiss these matters without prejudice. Sir, make sure you take everything valid, up to date, and in your vehicle at all times, please and
Yes,
thank you, sir.
Thank
All
you
right.
for understanding.
You are welcome. Have a good day, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
I will. Bye-bye. Amber Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now calling the matter. I want to be doing stuff too, girl. I gotta get my house together for Thanksgiving. That means stop moving for a moment. All right. Now calling the matter of the people versus Amber Williams. This is ticket SP 1439546. Count 1, violation of the basic speed law and or drove in an unsafe manner. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, expired plates. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning,
Yeah,
Sarah
please.
Robinson, appearing, oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Harry Bachman for Amber Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, can you state your name for the record, please?
Amber Williams.
Counsel, how are we proceeding today?
Judge, the defendant's going to plead responsible to limited access speed 1 to 5 over. On her behalf, I stipulate to the information contained within the 4 corners of the complaint for the purpose of the plea, and I stipulate to probable cause as to matters being dismissed here today. Thank you.
All right, so at this time, the court's going to enter a plea to the amended charge of limited access, 1 to 5 over speed. The remaining counts called on this record today will be dismissed. Ma'am, the fine for that is $125. Typically, you have 14 days to pay civil infractions. Is that going to be enough time for you?
What is today's date?
Today is the 20th of November. How long do you need?
I just started a job. I won't get paid until 2 weeks after this week.
So I make it due, what about January 22nd? Is that gonna give you enough time?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, January 22nd, 2024, that's when this fine will be due, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
I will, thank you. Tamika Williams.
Hello.
Hello. Now calling the matter of the people versus Tamika Williams. This is ticket SP 1478089. Count 1, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 2, wrong way on a one-way street. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning. Harry Bachman for the defendant, Your Honor. State your name, please.
Tamika Williams.
There's a genuine material issue of fact such that the defendant is asking for a trial date, Your Honor. She is willing to waive her right to a jury trial and ask to appear at a bench trial by Zoom, please.
All right, that's the case, ma'am. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ma'am, did you have an opportunity to talk to Attorney Bachman about your case and about your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's my understanding that you want to have a waiver trial. That's a trial before me as the trier and finder of facts. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. I'm going to set this matter for February 9th at 9 a.m. I'll set your bond at $0 personal, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing further, you're all set, okay?
All right, have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Michael Rice. Okay, now calling the matter of the people versus Michael Angelo Rice Jr. This is ticket SP 1479158. 1 count, driving unregistered or untitled motor vehicle. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Also ticket SP 1480526. Violation of the basic speed law and or drove in an unsafe manner. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please. Attorney Robinson. Attorney Robinson. Attorney Robinson, you hear this case? It's Mr.
Oh,
Rice.
yeah. Hi, Judge. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Sarah Robinson appearing on behalf of, is it Mr. Deshaun Warren now?
Oh, it's Mr. Michael Rice.
Oh, Michael Rice. Yes. Mr. Rice, could you please state your name?
Sorry.
Rice.
All right.
Your Honor, Mr. Rice is requesting a bench trial.
All right. That's the case, sir. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Did you have a chance to talk to Attorney Robinson about your case and about your rights?
Yes.
And it's my understanding that you would like to have a bench trial. That's a trial before me as the trier and finder of facts. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to set this matter for the date of February 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m. I will set your bond at $0 personal. So February 9th, I'll see you back via Zoom for your bench trial, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
You do the same. Happy holidays.
I will. Same to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, now.
No problem. Now we're going to do Deshaun Warren. Now calling the matter of people versus Deshaun James Warren. This is ticket SP 1487133. Count 1, drive while license suspended. Count 2, drive unregistered or untitled motor vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel.
Morning, if it may please the court, Sarah Robinson appearing on behalf of Mr. Warren.
Mr. Warren, please state your name for the record.
Deshaun Warren.
Your Honor, today is the date for a show cause. We would waive the formal reading of the complaint and stand mute.
All right, this time the court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of your client.
Your Honor, there is an offer. Mr. Warren would like to take advantage of that offer. I'd like to inform the court that he does come back in January for the court allowed him to do community service on other matters. And there's a review date in January. But he would like to go forward on these matters. I can put the offer on the record if the court would like.
We keep driving. So, I mean. When did he plead to these last cases? Do you know? Or no?
I think they're old. They feel old.
Okay. Let's see. All right, well, I'm doing that. And what's the plea?
The plea is that the driving while license suspended would be amended to a failure to display. The unregistered untitled would be amended to improper plates, and the no insurance would be dismissed.
All right, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Did you have a chance to talk to attorney about your case and about your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Robinson. Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a plea today?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea, that you're going to give up the rights that you had to have a bench or a jury trial in these matters? You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Understanding all of this, did you still want to move forward today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I want to take your attention back to the date of August the 10th of 2023. At that time, were you driving a Chevy vehicle in the area of Auto Drive and Wadsworth Streets in the city of Detroit?
Yes, Your Honor.
And while you were driving that vehicle, was your license suspended at the time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you also not have any car insurance on this vehicle at the time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Satisfied, counsel?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Stipulation for probable cause on the remaining count to be dismissed?
Yeah, we'll stipulate.
All right, so at this time, the court's going to enter a plea to the amended count of failed to display, bless you, that was a sneeze, and an amended count of improper plates. The remaining count on this ticket will be dismissed. Let me see.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do see that he ended up, he was supposed to complete his community service on October 9th of this year. That means he had this ticket before then. When did he come in? I know new date for his new review is January 9th. So he got this ticket. I mean, he kept driving. So why should I give him more community service? He keep driving.
Your Honor, it ain't the fact that I know I'm too old to even keep going through this, but you notice my tickets is all the same thing. If my vehicle probably was registered, I wouldn't even be in your courtroom, to be honest. But due to the fact that my vehicle not registered, okay, I'll be making it from point A to point B. I should be walking or catching the bus or whatever. But
I know, but here's my thing. If you go in places, one of them places should at least be work so that you can pay for this and I can stop giving you community service that you need additional time on. You pled for one of these cases back in June, and I gave you until October to finish the community service, and you need until January. And I don't mind giving people extra time, but then you keep driving. So if you're not driving to work, you don't need to be driving at all. Because you're not supposed to drive. You don't have no license, Mr. Warren.
Yes, you're right, John. You're right. I can't.
You said if it don't be
I
the
can't.
work, because then you will have money at least so you can pay some of this.
It be money on it, but it don't be the money like that money. It be from one hand to another, Your Honor. I'm not gonna even lie. Look, you know, and that's what I do, but I do go drive, do a little odd job, make maybe $100, $150, but it go right to DTE or right to a phone bill. I don't have it abundantly to pay $200 on the ticket. Like right now, I don't have a dime. I got to get out here and get it. I just got off probation.
And
I
you
just
should
got
always
that
be able to
dismissed.
complete.
So
you should always be able to complete my community service, then, Mr. Warren.
I'm ready. I'll be ready for the
Did
review.
you hear what I
gave
said?
me.
In June,
Pardon me?
I gave you the opportunity to do community service, and you came back in October and said you didn't have it finished. And I gave you till January. So what's me giving you more community service gonna do?
Because when I come back for this review in January, I plan on have your 80 hours community service.
Gave him 80 hours? Let me see that. Hold on. Let me check.
Hmm. I can't hear you.
If I gave you that much community service, that must mean that you made me upset the first time you came on, Mr. Warren.
Or did I overdo it? Was it 80? Because I couldn't hear you.
If I told you 80, it probably was. I feel like I did tell you a lot, and it must have been because you said something, Mr. Warren.
No, I think I combined it with my community service for my probation. That's what it was. Because I had like 100 or something for that. I think I put it together or something.
You can't even come up with $100.
The end of the month.
I'm talking about by the time you come back for probation for my other community service in January.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I can do that.
I'll charge you $100.
Okay.
And then you're gonna come back on January 9th, 2024 with this paid. Okay, so if you get a little extra, if you get $20 in 2 weeks, you need to put the $20 down.
So that's what I was about to ask you. If I get the $100 before the 9th, so when I just come to 36th district and put it on there, no Pacific.
Yes, but it sounds like you don't get $100 all at once that you can pay. So put something down when you can. If you got $20, put $20 down.
It might be all that I have, but I'm going to do it just like I just had to pay the $225 to get my probation dismissed. So it might be all that I'm gonna have, but I'm gonna come. You gonna see? Trust me.
Okay. $100 and do the community service. I don't know if I gave you that much. I do see 20 hours. Oh, okay. It says to complete 8 hours of community service. You're right. Yeah, you must have said something to me. All right. It is 80 hours, I see. Okay. Are you gonna be able to do 80 hours and give me $100 or no? Be honest with yourself, Mr. Warren.
No, I really got. I'm gonna be able to give you the $100. I really got a thing with this working for free type of thing. You know,
I mean, but you begged me not to have to pay. But you begged me not to have to pay. So I mean, we're gonna have to do. You got to do something. right?
I got like 25 of them, 25, 30 of them done now. I should be able to do the 80.
At
I
least do
should
40 for me. I don't know why I gave you 80. At least do
okay.
40 for me, okay? I'm gonna
Okay,
make a
40.
note.
Okay.
I don't know why I
40
gave
and
you
a
80.
half. And then all my tickets will be dismissed for Detroit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You might have some that you need to pay. It's a couple in
Okay.
disposition from a long time ago, but you can work on that. You know, you can get
Okay.
yourself on a little payment plan and do that.
Okay.
We can do 40 hours. But these, if they not completed, you going back up to the 80 hours community
Okay.
service.
No,
Okay. Plus my $100.
$100.
I see you. Is January 9th gonna be enough time, or you want me to extend that today? Tell me.
Yes, you can. You can give me a little in the middle of the month.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
I know. I've already heard you talking today. Golly. Let me print this ROA out. All right.
I don't want to be the bad apple of your bunch on this Monday, Your Honor.
I know. I know some people just don't get it right, and it take a little longer. And I'm empathetic to that.
And there's no excuse just because.
As long as you know.
At least we could be registered. Then I wouldn't be having this problem.
Let's do January 29th, okay, for everything. January 29th, okay? I'm giving you plenty of time.
Okay, January 29th.
You come here with all this fast talking, I'm gonna be real upset.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
So for
January
everything, okay, I'm gonna move your other case too that you had the community service on. I'm gonna move everything to January 29th. I want everything completed. 40 hours of community service and my $100.
January 29th.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Man.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right. All right. Get this money together, man.
I'm gonna log you up. Elizabeth Wilkes. Is she on here?
We're ready.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, I hear you, ma'am. Did you need me to run a license for
Okay.
her?
Please.
Okay, I need a license run, please.
Mm-mm.
1 second, Ms. Wilkes. We gotta run this stuff. Hold on a second, okay?
Okay, sure.
All right. It's valid. Now calling the matter of the people versus Elizabeth Ann Wilkes. This is ticket SP 1444175. Failed to display a valid operator's license not on person. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
May it please the court, Harry Baughman on behalf of the defendant. Ms. Wilkes, state your name.
Elizabeth Wilkes.
Your Honor, the defendant is seeking a compliance dismissal here. I believe her driver's license is valid. That should take care of both counts.
All right. So at this time, the court is going to, I did run it. She does have a valid license. I'm going to honor that request. I'm going to dismiss this matter without prejudice. Ma'am, you're all set. Make sure you always have your license on you at all times, okay?
Thank you and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You love your big way, mommy.
What? Latrice Worthy?
Yes.
All right, turn on your camera for me, please. All right, now calling the matter of the people versus Latrice Worthy. This is V ticket 128359. Count one, harboring an unlicensed dog. V ticket 123049, harboring an unlicensed dog. V ticket 128360, failed to vaccinate dog. Ticket number V124111022. No dog license. V ticket 124111122. No dog license. V ticket 1241122. Failed to vaccinate dog. V ticket 124111322. Failed to vaccinate dog. Ticket V124114422. Harboring a vicious animal. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning, Harry Bachman for the defendant. Ma'am, state your name.
Latrice Worthy.
Judge, Miss Worthy is continuing a not guilty plea. Her trial is set to begin at 9 a.m. It's now 11:17. Would you consider motion to dismiss without prejudice? I don't believe either the complaining witnesses, Officer Way or Officer Summerfield, checked in today.
I will. At this time, the court is going to grant your request. I'm going to dismiss these matters without prejudice. Ma'am, they may refile these, but as of today, you're all set, okay?
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you as well. Have a good holiday.
I will. Thank you, same to you. All right. So are we holding Gelder's trial?
I believe
Okay,
there is something that we do want to put on the record.
okay.
I believe there is a race gesti witness who's here for the purpose of giving sworn testimony. May I admit that person from the and this is my witness, Your Honor. May I admit that person from the waiting room and have a conference with them in the breakout room?
Yeah, I'll handle Mr. Wilson next. Mr. Wilson?
I apologize, Your Honor. Ready, Your Honor.
Okay. You ready on your matter?
Quentin Martez.
Hold on, I didn't call it yet. I didn't call it yet.
Right now.
Miss Teague Cranford, please press join for the breakout room.
Excuse me. Excuse me again.
Attorney Mason, you ready on this matter as well?
Your Honor, I'm ready. If with the request of the court, I need to get a copy of his SOS. We are ready to proceed, and I'll come downstairs to the case.
Okay, fantastic. Officer Garrison, can you hear us now?
I can, ma'am.
Okay, all right, we're gonna start this trial. Okay, speak. So, Madam Court Reporter, I'm gonna have Attorney Mason speak, and let me know if you can hear her clearly. If not, I'm gonna have her move closer to the mic in the courtroom, okay?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you
If
hear me?
Yes, if you keep your voice at that level, I can hear you.
Okay, great. I will.
All right, I just want to check. All right. All right, now calling the matter of the people versus, hold on, let me ask this before I call this. Attorney Goffman, we moving forward on your trial is ready? Well,
I think we have an alternative disposition. I'm just waiting for the prosecutor to be freed up to speak to my complaining witness.
you want to try and do that before we start this one, or?
I thought he had told me that we needed to talk to you. I thought there was gonna be an alternative solution to this one. Attorney Goffman. I thought we were looking at some alternative solutions, but is that out the record now?
Can I just call you real quick on a cell phone? I'm having trouble really hearing you clearly.
Okay, I'll talk to you after this trial. We'll talk after the trial.
Okay, that's, all right. Now calling the matter of the people versus, let's see, Quentin Martez Wilson. This is ticket SP 13020081, one count license improper. Also calling tickets number SP 13636761. This is one count drove while license suspended. Appearances for the record, starting with the city attorney, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Chiku Mason, City Attorney, 43471.
All right, and Mr. Wilson, can you state your name for the record?
Quentin Martez, impropria persona.
All right, sir, and let me get a couple of questions over to you before we start. Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Mr. Wilson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, even though your hand wasn't up, and I could see that.
Your Honor, as a preliminary matter, it indicates that Mr. Wilson has paid $120 on the defective lights. Is that proceeding or?
No, he's paid on that, so we won't be doing that ticket.
Okay.
But I have to ask him some questions about him wanting to represent himself, because this is a. All right, sir, you know you have the absolute right to have counsel. You understand that, correct?
I do.
And the reason why you have the absolute right to have counsel is because there are fines that equal $500 or possible jail time that can be received. And so there's this constitutional right that kicks in to allow you to talk to someone who is trained in the law to be able to give you advice. You understand that, sir?
For the most part, that I can receive counsel if I need them to.
Okay,
and
that's the reason why. It's because there's a right and there's the possibility that you could receive jail time in these particular matters. And so when those constitutional rights come where we are able to take away your liberties or your freedom, it is afforded to you that you are to either have counsel provided of your own or the court will provide you with counsel. You understand that, sir?
I do.
Okay, you also have the right to have a jury trial. That's 6 citizens, it's a misdemeanor. So the up to maximum for these, I believe is 90 days on these particular matters. But you have the right to have a jury trial because of the fact that these are misdemeanors. That's 6 citizens instead of the traditional 12 for criminal matters or for civil matters will come in. They're all citizens of the city of Detroit who will be able to do that. That right kicks in. You understand that, sir?
Is that clear to pretty much a formal hearing? Yes.
No, it's not a formal hearing because they will actually follow the same law I'll follow today as it being a bench trial. It's just citizens from the city of Detroit who will stand to give the decision as opposed to me giving the decision. So you understand that, sir?
I do.
Okay. And with all that information given to you, you still would like to represent yourself at this point in time. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, there's no injured party involved and there's no criminal activity, so I go for it.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So how it starts is that counsel for the city will proceed. She will question the witnesses, and then I'll give you the opportunity to do what's called cross-examination. And then counsel for the city can follow up with questions after that. And then you will be able to give closing arguments. Well, do you have an opening statement at this point in time, counsel for the city?
Yes, Your Honor, for the city indicating that we do have the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant's license was suspended at the time that he was pulled over by police officer Presley on June 14th, 2022 at 9:54 p.m. in the city of Detroit, Michigan. We'll prove that he did not have a license, he was driving a motor vehicle, and he was driving a motor vehicle on the highway, Your Honor.
All right. Any opening statement for you, Mr. Wilson?
Besides the objection of a few comments that he made towards
Okay. Those are questions that you can ask him. I was going to say opening statements typically give me a guideline or a roadmap to what you
well,
will
I
be arguing.
apologize. Well, I pretty much motion for dismissal with prejudice for failure to state a cause of action.
Okay.
Which can be
That motion.
Can be granted. Okay. Excuse me.
It's okay. That motion is denied. So we're going to proceed at this point in time. Okay.
Go.
All right. Counsel, who are you calling first?
At this time, I'm going to call Officer Presley to the stand, Your Honor.
Right. Officer Presley, Kyle Presley. Sir, can you
Good
please
morning,
raise
Your Honor.
can you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, Officer Presley, badge 973.
All right. Your hand is raised for me. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. You may proceed, counsel.
Good morning. Would you please state your full name for the record as you previously did?
Yes, first name is Kyle, K-Y-L-E. Last name is Presley, P-R-E-S-L-E-Y.
And where are you currently employed?
City of Detroit Police Officer.
And what is your present rank?
Police officer.
And on June 14th, 2022, at about 9:54, were you a police officer at that time for the city of Detroit?
I was.
How long have you been a police officer for the city of Detroit?
Just over 5 years.
And would you please describe to the court the kind of training you've had regarding traffic enforcement?
I've been through multiple accident classes that equaled 160 hours. I've had training or traffic stop training in the academy. And I've had legal courses as well.
And on the date of the in question regarding the ticket regarding the defendant's ticket on June 14th, 2022 at 9:54, did you have an opportunity to, or did you stop the defendant?
I did.
And what was the reason for you stopping the defendant in the first place?
It was dark out and he had no lights on the rear of his vehicle, no tail lights on.
And what did you do?
I initiated a traffic stop at that point when I observed the vehicle with no lights on.
And tell me, what is it that you normally do before we go into detail as far as initiating a traffic stop? What is the procedure?
As far as what?
As far as what would be the next step? You stop a car, and what would you do after stopping the car regarding a traffic stop?
I would go talk to the driver and identify the driver, give him the reason for the stop, and then I would go back to my vehicle for the investigation part.
And in the investigation part, does that result in doing a law enforcement identification network check, lien check?
Yes, yes it is.
And what is the purpose of a lien check?
To see if a vehicle has valid license plates, insurance, and to see if the driver has a valid driver's license.
Does the lien check also provide you with a photo identification of the defendant or the individual?
It does.
And in this case, on June 14th, 2022, did you give the defendant a ticket?
I did.
And what was the reason for giving the defendant a ticket?
There's two citations. One was for the no lights on the vehicle, and the second citation was for the driving while license suspended.
Did you inform the defendant why he was getting a ticket?
Yes, I did.
And do you see the defendant in the courtroom today or on the screen today?
Yes, I do.
And for the record, Your Honor, Officer Presley has identified the defendant for the court today.
Okay. Did he tell me where he was? Does he see him?
Do you see the defendant here in the court today on the screen?
He's on the screen. He's wearing a white long sleeve shirt. He's got glasses on.
And let the record reflect, Your Honor, that the Officer Presley has identified the defendant at this time.
All right, so the record will reflect. You may continue. Thank you, counsel.
This is the same person that you gave a ticket to, is that correct?
That's correct.
Based upon your investigation, did you discover that the defendant did not have a appropriate driver's license?
Correct, and that was per the Secretary of State.
I'm sorry, I didn't get, repeat?
That was per the Secretary of State.
Thank you.
Was there anyone else in the vehicle with the defendant?
Not that I can recall.
After you gave him the ticket, after you gave the defendant the ticket, what did you proceed to do?
Told him I didn't really do anything. I told him he was free to leave and contact the court if he had any questions.
Were you alone or did you have a partner with you at the time?
I was alone.
And for the record, Your Honor, pursuant to MCL 257.201A, the court can take notice of the defendant's Michigan driving license record, which has been provided by the court clerk, who has the authority through the Secretary of State to provide this as a certified document for the court to indicate that the defendant's license was not valid today, nor at the time of the traffic stop.
All right. This point in time, for the records, counsel has handed me the lien SOS, Secretary of State's lien run on the license. And I will, do you want me to admit it as evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, there is no objection.
Any objection from you, Mr. Wilson?
Just about the record.
Yes, this is just about the record being admitted from the Secretary of State's office. It's what we call a document or business document that has been received by the court because it was run from my court clerk who has authority through the way of the Secretary of State's office.
I also have submitted documents for the clerk there at 36. Am I able to submit my documents as well for the record?
Did you send it to me? Yeah. Did you send it already?
Yes.
Okay, when it gets to your case, you'll be able to present that evidence to me as well, okay? Right now, we're just talking about this lien that's being admitted. I was giving you the option to tell me whether or not typically you object, you stipulate, and I make the final decision on that point in time.
I believe that I don't have any objections if I'm able to make sure that my paperwork is submitted.
At this time, the court finding that this is a valid business record being admitted into the court, I'm going to accept this as People's Proposed Exhibit or People's Exhibit number 1. You may proceed, counsel. Thank you.
At this time, Your Honor, I have no further questions of Officer Presley.
All right. Thank you, Officer Presley. Now, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, ma'am.
This is cross-examination. You may proceed.
Officer, well, excuse me. The day, I would like to go to the day of that, of that, the day of that happening. You said it was 9:54 p.m.
Yes, that was the time the citation was issued.
Okay. What was the conversation like before you received any information as far as ID or driver's record or driver's license?
I advised you why I was stopping the vehicle, asked for your identification, and then I went back to my vehicle.
Was at that point in time, before you pulling me over, was any traffic hindered of lights being off, or was any traffic just off from not having those lights on at the time?
I'm not quite understanding your question.
Did the lights off cause any injury to anybody that was traveling, whether north or back and forth from where you pulled me over, where you pulled over the vehicle?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Okay. Um, was there any do you remember any talk as far as any guy given right to travel even without having a license? Did any conversation about that come about?
It may have, but I don't recall any exact conversation.
Okay. Was there any problem besides the lights for the pullover? Was there any anything else reckless or anything else out of the ordinary just besides the defective equipment?
Nope.
This trial is for the purpose of did the defendant have his license at the time? Was he a licensed driver?
Do you have any response, Mr. Wilson? There's been an objection.
I have an objection for the terminology of driver. It's
Hold on, it's one objection at a time, Mr. Wilson. So how it works is someone makes an objection and then you respond to it. I'll make a ruling. And then if you have some type of objection, but typically that happens when you're on the not.
Okay.
Well, you can make an objection if you would like.
For the record, within responding to that, let it be known on record that I'm a common law unfranchised free man.
Okay.
Meaning that I operate at the general laws of the Constitution that govern these United States.
Okay. All right. So her question was, and I don't want to misstate it. Do you remember what your objection was, counsel? If not, I'll try and paraphrase it as best as possible.
Yes, Your Honor. My objection was that he's going outside the bounds and the scope of the issue in this trial.
Okay. So
I'm sorry.
Willfully
I'm
no.
sorry. Hold on one second. Outside the bounds and scope of what?
Of this trial. Of this trial.
Thank you. Got it.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna give you a little lateral. I'm gonna overrule you, counsel, but I'm gonna give you a little lateral. What that means is that we're arguing today the defective lights, although you can address that because that was the original ticket, you did pay for that. So that was like admitting responsibility for that particular ticket. It's been taken care of, but you can't go too far out the bounds of the questions. They can be about the license and the driving and the traveling, traversing. It can be about that, but it has to stick with the ability to have a license and drive on the roads in the state of Michigan, city of Detroit. Okay, Mr. Wilson?
Oh, I'm a little confused. Uh-oh. Hello?
Okay. I'm here. We're listening.
I apologize.
It's okay. What's the confusion, sir?
Um, I believe my confusion comes from the jurisdiction of the state and the license.
Okay. So you have more of a motion that you want to make in mid-trial. Did you have any more questions for Mr. Wilson?
I mean,
does it sound like you?
No,
Officer
I
Wilson? Okay. Any redirect? It's okay. It's okay, Mr. Wilson. We're gonna guide you through this. Any redirect, Attorney Mason?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Presley, not Mr. Wilson. Mr. Presley, you are Officer Presley. You are, if there's no further questions, may this officer be released at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Officer Presley, you are all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good one.
You too, be careful.
Thank
All
you.
right. Argument from the people on this particular matter?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe that the people have met their burden beyond a reasonable doubt. As you know, reasonable doubt is based on common and reasonable sense arising out of some or all of the evidence that is presented. I believe that we have shown, Your Honor, that he's driving a motor vehicle on the highway. Driving means having actual physical control of the vehicle. I believe Officer Presley testified that he pulled him over driving his vehicle. He was operating on the highway, Your Honor, and that his license was suspended or revoked, did not have a valid license as indicated by his Michigan driving record. I believe, Your Honor, that we have met the elements, we have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that defendant was in violation of the law.
All right. All right. And your closing argument, attorney, Mr. Wilson?
Thank you, Your Honor, for just allowing me to speak and work with me through the flow of trying to find a resolution to this matter. Again, if I may speak briefly, I have a conscious thought that I have a right to travel at the pursuant to Shapiro versus Thompson, which is a traveling right. And also that
What's the citation on that? And I'm sorry, I should have allowed you to present your case in chief. I apologize for doing that out of order. So counsel, if there's no objection, Attorney Mason, I'm gonna let him present his case in chief, which this appears to be.
Yes, I have no objection.
Okay, thank you. All right, you said, what was the case? Do you have the citation?
yes, Shapiro versus Thompson. And pardon my briefness on it.
You know what I mean by citation? Like, what are the numbers after it? So you're quoting a case, and there's so many cases throughout all the world.
I apologize, Your Honor, for not being right and exact with you. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I just want to be right and exact with you. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
It is yikes. Forgive me again. I don't have that site case right now, and I apologize about that.
Well, what does that case say? Because I don't know what it says, so it's gonna be hard for me to evaluate based on what it says, but
Um, I'll take it from that a right so elementary conceived from the beginning to be necessary commitment of the stronger union the Constitution created. In any event, the freedom to travel throughout the United States has long been recognized as a basic right under the Constitution.
so back then when this was written, were there vehicles, Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
What type of vehicles? Well, because you don't have a citation, so I don't know when this case was. And when you start talking about the Constitution, that's back in 1700s, right? Well, 1800s,
Right.
because it's so they had horse and buggy and carriage, right?
So, yeah, even today, horses are still considered a form of.
In the city of Detroit, do you how many
Yes.
horses if they're not on the mountain unit?
Okay.
Okay, continue on though. I'm gonna let you make your argument. I want to hear all of it. And if you have documents you need to forward to the court, I'll give you an email address for that, okay?
Okay. And thank you again for bearing with me, Your Honor.
No problem.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me. The state of Michigan converted my right to travel into a privilege, which was decided that a secure liberty cannot be turned into a privilege. And if it is, Shuttlesworth versus Alabama, and I'm sorry for not giving you the site cases on that, which I have. Excuse me. Let me go back so I can be clear again. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I already told you. Shuttlesworth versus Alabama is US is US 373. I apologize again, people, for my time. Is 373 1962. If the state does convert my right into a privilege and issues a license and a fee for it, I can ignore the license and engage in the right with impunity. And of course, Birmingham versus or Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, Alabama was a civil rights case that the late great Martin Luther King had went through, and walking through the first steps in empowering Black people and so forth, for that matter, especially when we were going through the segregation era. So even with me citing my cases, I didn't have a willful intent on breaking any laws, and I should have just started from that humbly and allowing this court to know that even through my guided self, I just turned 40 and I've been traveling with a license throughout my adulthood, and even coming to an adult today. I'm a firm believer of understanding, knowing how to travel and be gracious within the laws that ordain it too. And within these periods of not having a license or a license suspended, it would be totally nice, more than nice, excuse my wordplay, it would be gracious upon me, the people, more so me being a defendant within this court, and saying that it would be great if we can just have some understanding of precise knowing of if the person needs a citation or not. Even with me said not having a license that day, I'm quite sure the record reflects of me having a license within just the realm of it. And that's really just of knowing if somebody is really out here not obeying the law as far as having a license, and somebody who is taking care of their license who might be in a position of transitioning over. And for the record, again, even with me being a firm believer of the constitutional laws and still studying, obviously, on how to correspond with the state and having a license, so to speak, even though it's already written to be that it's okay if you don't have one, as long as you are obeying the regulations. And again, from what we went over in this case today, defective equipment is not criminal. I think it would have just been okay for the officer or for the agent, just hoping that he would be a peace officer, to allow me to simply adjust my lights if that was if that was just the only problem for from him recognizing or pulling me over, and us just fixing it about, let alone just bringing it to the court, because this is little, and I know that you have more important stuff to do than hear guys even defend themselves for just traveling back and forth. But in this day and time, you have to say something as a citizen that's willing to take responsibility for his God-given right, and for the responsibility of being cordial with the laws that obtain the state and the city. And I appreciate your time again for allowing me to talk and express my my true intent of being here in self-representation in court today, Your Honor. I thank everybody for listening, and I apologize for my overtime.
It's okay, Mr. Wilson. You didn't have any response, did you?
Just, Your Honor, that, driving is a privilege, it is not a right.
Speak up. Sorry.
Driving is a privilege, it is not a right. Take a test to make sure that we know the rules of the road. And that's what the license entails, taking a test to know the rules of the road. He didn't do that. In fact, Your Honor, it's citing of cases in which he talks about the Constitution. The Supreme Court has used the rational basis test to determine the rationality of the laws and the fact that they are needed to protect the community and to protect the society. So the court says you have a right, but there has to be rationally related to the protection of our society. And that's the reason why we have these laws in place, to protect our society so that they know, taking a written exam and a driver's exam to make sure they know all the rules of the road, and not going by just what they feel is the right and the appropriate rules of the road. And regarding his defective lights, you've already made that admission based upon the payment of that ticket. You've paid that, so you have admitted liability, defendant has admitted liability by making that payment. That's about it, Your Honor. That's all I would say.
Okay. All right. On this particular ticket that is before the court, this is the operating Officer Presley was driving while license suspended ticket. It was testimony that was taken from Officer Kyle Presley that back on the date of June 14th of 2022, he was acting as a police officer in the city of Detroit, had been a police officer for 5 years. He had taken over 160 hours worth of training, that he did see a vehicle driving on the road. And they did not have their lights on. He proceeded to make a traffic stop upon approaching the driver. He asked for identification. ran a lien check and saw his purpose for running the lien check is to check whether or not the plates are valid, whether or not the license is valid. Within the lien system, there is a photo ID of the person whose identification has been given to the officer so that he can check it. And it did come back as being that of Mr. Quentin Martez Wilson in that particular matter. At that point in time, he was issued, the officer Presley did identify him on the screen as well. He identified him as not having a valid license at that point in time. Council also for the city did admit a documentation into the record, the Secretary of State lien that was produced by my clerk, Mary Edwards, as someone who is able to be a valid record holder of the Secretary of State, which states that his license is not valid as of today. And looking through the lien on that date, it was not valid as well. It says that it was suspended on that date as well. So with that being said, counsel for himself, representing himself, Mr. Wilson made an argument about his ability and right to travel. He did cite 2 cases. The court did have the opportunity to look at one of those cases. I'll render my decision, then I'll address you, Mr. Wilson. So at this point in time, he did not have a valid license to drive on the city, so the court is going to find that he is guilty of, one second. All right. I find that he did not fail. He failed to display a valid operator's license at that point in time. Mr. Wilson, there is something that I want to say. Now, the fact that you had a license at one point in time lets me know that you were trying to follow the wills and rights of the city. And I don't know what happened, but someone may have told you, or you may have thought, or whatever happened, you believe that you do not have to have a valid license because you can travel, traverse, move, go along the city streets. You said it yourself during your argument to me that it's a privilege, and you may believe that this privilege is something that cannot be taken away. But as we elevate and continue to progress with our society, we continue to make rules. That's why the Constitution has its basis and foundation with some fundamental rights, but that's why states and the government are allowed to make additional rights to govern us as we become a larger and bigger society. The case that you cited out of Alabama, I don't know if you read it in its entirety, but it addresses the fact that people were being penalized because they were going to do sit-ins and sit-downs. And so they were saying people couldn't travel from different areas to come and protect constitutional rights to be able to, or to try and force and press the issue of people being able to eat who weren't of, because the wording in this particular one says Negro. So that's how long ago it was. So they were trying to penalize them and criminalize them for trespassing and traveling from different areas to protest and to do the sit-ins and the sit-downs. So that's why they created these things, to try and say, no, we can travel to these areas to try and address these injustices that are being formed. I would ask you, and I can only ask you, to consider stepping back and looking at why it's important for people to have valid licenses to drive within the state of Michigan, especially the city of Detroit. These rules are meant to protect society and help us govern it in some type of way. And once again, as you stated, you had a license at some point in time, and that you were able to get that and to have it and to be a part, and it got suspended a while ago. So it hasn't been valid, it looks like, for a while. But I would encourage you to definitely, when you travel on the roads in the city of Detroit, we now have jurisdiction because there are rules that you must have a license to drive on the city streets in the city of Detroit, in the state of Michigan, with a valid license. Otherwise, there is a ticket that will be issued. Now, and one of the other concerns is that you talked about the lights not affecting. Well, we don't want anything bad to happen though. And we are so grateful that no one crashed into you, but I've been behind somebody before when they don't have their lights on, and it can be a scary situation. So although nothing happened, we got to make sure we turn it on. I know you were just using that as an example to show why you believe that you could have been just told to turn your lights on. But at that point in time, as they stop to make sure, they're going to make sure everything else is okay too. And so they're going to run your license and make sure you're good and you're ready to go. It is a citation that they can give in the city of Detroit for not having your lights on your vehicle. And then when they run it and find out that you don't have a license, then you can't drive on the city roads. So it's the order of this court that you be found guilty of failing to display a valid operator's license not found on person in this particular matter. I do know that you have another case. Are we moving forward on that case as well? Do we need to, City of Detroit? Yeah, it's Officer Presley is here as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Officer Kirsten is here as well. You have it in that file.
I appreciate the wise words, Your Honor, and again, thank you for recognizing that. Just again, from being an upright citizen and understanding that there are equal laws of protection out here, and I'm still not sure about the light situation again from being off or being on, but his reason for doing it obviously brought up some questions. I mean, some concerns about my license, and I more than believe that the records that you guys have had showed that I think I had received that maybe just days later, and from what the from prosecution was talking about, just saying that or assuming that I had willful intent to disobey any law about it. Again, the SOS never shows more information within the citizens' ability to travel upon the roads back and forth, even just with days off from not having a license or having a license. And again, the state, well, not the state, but the Secretary of State can only go so far within the contract of allowing allowing a state to know whether if the citizen is okay to drive, even with a license being, again, within a certain region of possession. Again, there was no inter parties. Because I drive willingly, knowing to not injure anybody, regardless if it was my license.
And Mr. Wilson, I'm not saying the fact that you are willing, I want you to stop thinking about like the constitutional backing of it. I want you to think about logically why a state would want you to. And we're going to end this now because I got one more case after you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to think about, because you seem very reasonable. I want you to sit back and in your own personal time, think about why this particular thing has been put into place. And don't get bogged down with the whole cost of stuff, because it costs $19, I think, to renew your license after you get it. So we're not talking about a huge expense, and you don't have to pay it every year. It's just when it comes up for renewal, right? But think about why we would want people who maybe aren't as conscious as you to go through the process of having a valid license to be on these streets. Because I don't know if you have loved ones, but I do. And I don't want somebody who just going to decide that they know how to driving around my loved ones or myself in a particular matter. And not just because you have it, now you're a great driver, because that's not the case either, right? But why as citizens, why as a country, why as a city will we find it necessary to now try and hopefully regulate just a little bit people's actions and behaviors on the road, especially when we have so many people. Detroit isn't at 1 million now, but imagine when we were at 1 million and people trying to get in and out and go here and there and do all the things that they need to do in these heavy vehicles, right? Because just think about it, okay, Mr. Wilson? You have another trial, but I think the people have a motion at this time. Maybe not.
Yes, Your Honor, I motion to dismiss the other ticket.
All
I
right,
believe that ticket is SP 13020081. Drive-on license not valid or improper. I think it's duplicate of the charge.
all right. And Sergeant Carrison is present online. I don't know if you can hear us. You sign back on and sign back off. I'm hoping that you were privy to the trial, so you got to hear it and you understand, Sergeant.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. All right, so at this time, the other case is dismissed. It's the order of the court, Mr. Wilson. Typically, I charge $200 for my fine. I want you to consider, though, getting your license back.
I
And
more than
getting that
believe,
up to
I
date.
believe once this case is adjourned, this was the only case that's really holding that up for me. I've had a license since this case has even been in the system, and it's
Okay.
obvious a year now, so I'm just waiting on for clearance of this, and I'll be okay.
Okay. Does he have reinstatement fees to pay on this, Miss Mary? Can you tell me? Oh, yeah. Can you see? I'm sorry. Here it is. Because he paid that defective lights ticket, right? If it's reinstatement fees, I'm gonna have you pay the reinstatement fees. I'm gonna have you come back. And how long will it take you to reinstate your license? And as long as you have your license state, I won't give an additional fine.
About if a month is okay with you, Your Honor, then
I'll give you a little bit more. I'll give you until the new year. I know the holiday season is coming up. I don't know if you celebrate or not, but let me see. Okay. So the order of this court is I want you to get your license back because it sounds like you're willing. I wouldn't do it unless you were willing, but it sounds like you're willing to get your license back. I'm going to give you until January 3rd to get your license back. If you come back on January 3rd and your license is valid, I'm not going to charge any fines on this particular matter. Okay.
I truly appreciate it, Your Honor. You know the word.
All right. Okay, you made a valid effort. Okay, I do, and I'm listening to you. I hear you. That's why I was willing to explain things to you.
I apologize for the stagnation before.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna give you until and come back on I said January. Let me make sure.
I'm on January 3rd was, I believe, is what you said.
I did say January 3rd. So go figure out how to get it back in order. January 3rd for your review. If you have your license back in order, I'm going to waive the fine. Okay.
May I come before the date or just present it before? Is that okay with you?
Because
I'm just asking in general.
Let's go for January 3rd. If you do, you can call the court and I can see if I can get you in, but let's do it at January 3rd for right now at 8:45 a.m. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. If there's nothing further, that concludes this trial. Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have
a great day and have a great holiday,
You
everybody.
Thank you. Same to you.
Apologies again for the long win.
You're all right, Mr. Wilson. You actually better than some folks. Okay.
Yes,
All right. All right. All right. Sergeant Carrison, please be safe out there for me.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Mr. Yielder.
No way.
Antonio Yielder. You cannot be, yes, you cannot be in.
Talk to you about Yelp.
Okay.
So.
Whatever y'all need to do, just let me know.
Attorney Balkman. Attorney Balkman.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Yeah. Should we talk to when we had talked, do you want to continue with that process or what?
Yeah, I was hoping that you could perhaps go into the breakout room with me to have a conversation with my race just eyewitness to see if that's compelling.
Okay. Well, I'm in the courtroom.
She's coming in.